Okay. Hello. Welcome. I forgot to put my earrings in, but oh well. Um, hello. How are we doing? Happy Sunday. Happy last Sunday of January 2024. I don't know how it's already reached the end of January. It's kind of insane. Today has been a cheat day for me. Just had a mug earlier and now I'm on my second giant mug. So cheers. And by cheers I mean sip tentatively because it's still hot. Um, anyway, I also apparently need to adjust my watch because it is not currently accurate. So I was a couple minutes late. Apologies for that. Um, so I'm hoping that it's just like I managed to snag the button instead of needing a new watch soon. In fact, I think I have myself turned down, so apologies. Anyway, how we doing? Today has been uneventful so far. Yesterday was a rainy, adventurous day. I had to go do a little bit of shopping. I wound up over at the craft store because they were having a sale on yarn. And I realized that I had bought four largish skeins of yarn for my blanket. But with the additional, like the slight additional width that I added, and the fact that it's a solid single crochet all the way, means that it only, like the skein itself only gives a hand width of fabric once it's all crocheted. And I only have four. So I was like, well, this is not going to make the twin blanket that I thought it was going to make. So I went back to see if they had any more of the same skeins. They did not. They had two additional that were of a similar color palette. So I went ahead and picked those up. And then I picked up individual smaller skeins of close to color matches of the colors that were in the variegated skein. So I have enough now, I think, to make the yarn or make the skein. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use up the two. Essentially, I finished the two of the original color palette. I finished those two, and then I just started on the similar color palette one. So I think what I'll do is I'll do the two original, and then I'll do the two of the new color way, and then I'll do the two original again. And I will see at that point if I am sick and tired of single crocheting the blanket and it will just be a throw blanket, or if I have enough attention span left to use the single color skeins to make it a full twin sized blanket. So that's where we're at. Here's the addition is the beginning of this dark brown stripe. So that is where we are right now. It has doubled in size over the last 2 days. But it takes me like 10 to 12 minutes to do a whole row because it is 220 stitches across. And I made that decision myself. So I'm like, past Jules was not giving current Jules any help. So yeah. Anyway, so I'm doing single crochets the whole way. So it's a very solid blanket, that's for sure. I went and I took a look at my grandmother's blanket, which has a similar color pattern. Not quite the same, but similar. And she had done panels and then of like a variegated yarn. And then she did like a solid border in between them and around them. to make, so she had like panels. She worked in panels that were much more of a manageable size. And I was like, oh, that was probably the better way to do it. But instead, I'm just like, yes, let me count all the way across. But probably because I don't know that I would be able to correctly count the same length. It shows you my counting skills, right? I question myself, and I think I had to count that first row like 5 times just to be sure, just to assure myself that it was the correct length that I wanted. So yeah. It tells you how skilled I am, for sure. But anyway, let me so that was that. So I went on a yarn adventure. I also spent their polymer clay was also on sale. So I spent some time standing and staring in that aisle, and there was another very, very kind lady. And she came into the aisle, and I started bothering her and asking her questions. I was asking if she had used it before, and she's like, oh yeah, I've been she said she'd been playing and making earrings and jewelry for about the past 6 months. I was like, oh, okay, let me pick your brain. What do you need to start? And so she kind of started pointing out some different things and giving me some tips and tricks, and she was very, very kind. And she gave me some valuable information, and but because of that information, I was like, there's definitely more to this than just like clay. So so I got her advice on like the right type of the liquid Sculpey glue. She has played with both the uh, foiling and mica powders and alcohol ink and just like all the different kinds of things. And she could give me her review of some of the different types of clay that were there, which was nice. So it was a shopping adventure, and it was fun. But I definitely came home with more yarn than I had anticipated. But it was on sale, so what are you going to do? Right? It was 30% off, so that's what, buy 3 get 1. Is that sort of how that works? Not quite, but anyway. That was girl math there. Rachel says, getting goodies. Be right back. Excellent. And Keiko is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Oh, you won NaNoWriMo yesterday. Yay! With 50,312 words. Nice. Congratulations. Yes, congrats and woohoo. Keiko says thank you. Francis says, ahoy, me ladies. Hello, welcome. Stacy is here. Hello. Green Ruled is here. Good afternoon. Good afternoon and hello. Is it doing it again? Is it being all glitchy? CB says hello. Hello. Welcome. Stacy is getting ready to eat lunch. Fantastic. Yes, fuel your brain. Laura is here. Hello. Hello, hello. How are you? How are you? Keiko says, it's not really working. Oh, no. Cool Gamer says, hello. Welcome. Stacy says, we had our congregational meeting at church today, and it was a long one. We, the consistory, are introducing a more realistic budget. Realistic budgets are always good for churches. Megan is here, still crocheting, but also writing a bit, but mostly crocheting. Gotcha. CB is suggesting for Keiko to clear your browser and cookies. Rachel says, your youngest son, who's your mini-me, is ghostwriting one of the villain scenes in our 4th book. I'm so excited. Yay! That does sound fun. CB is doing fabulous. Keiko says to see, I do that multiple times a day, so it's definitely YouTube. Oh, no. Thank you. I liked the color palette when I saw it, so I was like, yes, excellent. Thank you. Yes, I'm doing single crochet. You're going half crazy with half double crochet. I opted to go with the single crochet because I don't have to think about like, do I need to yarn over one more time? Do I need to skip one? Do I need to like, I opted to go like stupid brain. um, is that bad? I don't think it is, but it's like, since it's my first blanket, I was like, I think I need like basic, real basic. CB says, I still can't get my puny mind around the concept of crochet. It is odd, for sure. It is very odd, but I have found that one of these little tension rings is fantastic because I tend to sort of like want to tighten things a little too much. So this is very helpful for me. So if you haven't tried a crochet ring, or tension control ring is technically what they call them, I think. Rachel says, my friend says that's why large projects in crochet are usually so colorful, because you buy a bunch of yarns on sale and then you run out and have to take whatever is available. I mean, it's a very reasonable hypothesis there. For sure. Karma didn't want soup. Oh no, now she does, and she's stealing my soup. Oh no, soup thief. Laura's like, not the soup. So you're fighting on dipping your grilled cheeses in the soup. Oh, is it a tomato soup? Because that's usually, I mean, we have it sometimes with grilled, we sometimes have grilled cheese with chicken noodle, but I think we more often than not have it with tomato soup. And I wonder if it's because the extra acidity in the tomato soup base makes you want something that's not acidic. So we go for the cheese and the butter. Maybe? I don't know. Stacy says that's great in terms of Keiko's winning. Keiko says to Stacy, sorry, y'all. This is why I have tea. Stacy, yeah, I have a bunch of raw draft for the fanfic I'm writing. Now I need to sit down on the second chapter that you're procrastinating since January began. Oh, goodness. Elvira is here. Hello. Welcome. Ooh, Laura finished writing a short sapphic Huddle for Warmth romance. Woot, going to incorporate beta reader feedback. Nice. CB says, I can't even get past a basic chain. Those first chains can be hard because there's nothing for it to grab onto. So the tension is very important, which is a struggle for me. Stacy says, we are done with grilled cheese. She's still eating my soup. I thought she might go away after the sandwiches were done. Oh no. You can't even hold the sticks for crochet. Well, I think they make different ones, and I've seen the ones that are like more ergonomic. They have like a better, they're not as narrow, so you don't have to like clench your hand as much to hold. And I've been intrigued by them, but I already I have a ton of crochet hooks, so I don't feel the need at the moment to go buy like an ergonomic one. But it's definitely a little confusing for sure. And my grip changes like all the time as I crochet. So you do not like tomato soup. This was a tomato-based veggie soup. You had chicken noodle soup last week with grilled cheese. Gotcha. Okay. Karma's like, so excited you're reading the comments about her. I gave up and just gave her the soup. Maybe I'll get some at the end. Maybe. We had chicken noodle soup last night. And then I think we've had chicken noodle soup, tomato soup, chili, like all this week because it's been sort of like gray and rainy and not fun. Weather-wise, it's been sort of like a backlash of weather. It's now finally warmer. It's been almost up to 70 degrees for the last couple of days. Today, it's only 50 at the moment, so it's a little cooler. But there's a little bit more sunshine today. So again, excited. CB says, I've tried it, book tutoring, I've tried YouTube tutorials, and you still can't get it. It's like, it's really frustrating, and usually the one that you learn first is the one that like makes more sense to your brain. In terms of like knitting versus crochet. I don't know that I've met a human who has verbalized that they are proficient in both knit and crochet. There's probably somebody out there who is, but usually people have a preference for one over the other, if that makes sense. And yeah, I like some of the tutorials just aren't great. And like I had to hunt through and watch I don't know how many crochet tutorials until I found one that like made sense and was slow enough and was clear enough visually that I could see what they were doing. So that was definitely good. I think the one that finally made sense and clicked for me was Mary Makes, and it was the dino tutorial. The mini, yes. So I may have shared it before. I said pause. Here's the one that finally was like, and I did like I had to slow it down to like 0.25 speed, and like it was a struggle, but I was motivated enough to try and learn how to do it. So anyway, so that's the one that finally convinced me at like 0.25 speed that I could do it. So oh yeah, there is the difference between British and US crochet terminology as well. This is true. Yes. So that can be a thing. So yeah, you may have to find a British tutorial as opposed to a US one, unless you intend to learn in US terms. So I don't know. But if you want to learn, I support you. Go learn. Always. All right, let's I'm a chaotic mess today. I have a couple things that I want to edit, but I also want to set up next week in my bullet journal and do a little bit in the reading journal, things like that. So I've got a couple of different tasks that I want to do. So today is going to be, I think, leaning slightly more towards productivity than writing for me, but that's okay. I will get some writing done today or / editing. So yeah, that's what I'm planning, is a combination of productivity and writing, mostly productivity, because Mondays tend to lean a little, at least 1 or 2 sprints of productivity for me. But yeah, let me go ahead and pull up the document that I'm going to be working on. And if you do not have your document open, you should also do the same. Ellie says, same, it's more planner things for me. Yeah, especially since this week is going to enter into February as well. So if you don't have your February set up and you intend to, today would be a decent day to do it, type of thing. All right, let's pop up that. Also, I've created the background for a 5-minute cleaning / tidy sprint. So I'm hoping that I can get that finished today so we can use it tomorrow. That's my goal. Let's start with a 25-minute chamomile. All right, let's do this. 1, save your document if you have already been working. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you are hydrating with. Cheers. 3, Straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. I got done with my dry erase calendar and um, part of my Boo Joe stuff, and then I got 74 words on top of that. So I don't really know whether or not I should count. Let me go ahead and count it. 74. Um, do, 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 do. All right, how'd we do? I think I solidified some of the stuff that I want to do for next month. I think I'm going to try a slight Dutch door situation. Maybe. I haven't cut any pages yet, so it's not not in stone yet. But yeah, so. But I did change over my dry erase calendar because if I don't do it like when I'm thinking about it, I will forget. And I have been sort of like terrified that I would forget of this weekend because usually I'd like to change it at the beginning of the week that the month changes. Otherwise, I'm usually halfway through the month before I change it. So I've managed to change it. I've put birthdays up. I've put the Lunar New Year up. I've put friend's anniversary. I've done the dates on the wall. So we're good for that. So now I have the visual reminder of like, oh, that's coming up this week. Yeah. The quick glance. Stacy says, never mind on the soup. Karma is spitting soup back into her spoon and then putting it back into the bowl. You can eat after your kids, but nope, not this time. Got to draw the line somewhere. Indeed. Indeed. Becca says, hello. Hello. Welcome. Keiko is watching the aftermath of the quest that you're writing about, writing out all of the original dialogue that you're going to keep. Excellent. Becca is finishing up some beta reading. Nice. Excellent. I hope it's been a good read. Stacy says, I got no words. I'm so disappointed by the soup incident. So I was trying to find something else to eat and plan for dinner at the end of the stream. Gotcha. What did I resort to yesterday? Oh, I resorted to the last bagel in the house when it was all said and done. So I put bagels on the list. But yeah, I was like, bagel. It's fine. Megan says, I finished taking the dogs out and I crocheted. I'm so close to finishing the second pound of yarn. I don't. How many ounces is this? It's just 7 ounces, so it's not that. Not the pound. You just populated your monthly pages as well as next week. You just passed your driving test, so you're trying to decide if you should rent a car this week to do some practice on your own. Ooh, that's kind of a fun. Do you have a trip planned out, or are you just going to rent it to do like errands around town? Like, are you going to plan a coffee shop adventure, or I don't know what the weather's like for you. So hiking adventure, perhaps. I'm not sure. CB made some pasta. Nice. JK, hello, welcome. Hi, everyone. Good to see you. What are you guys working on today? Today is a journaling, which is partially done now, editing and drafting day. So I'm doing like all the things. Doing all the things. Becca says, I'm hoping to start working on my own edits, but since you've been reading since 8 a.m., your eyes are a bit wonky. Yeah. Yeah, I would say definitely you need about 20 to 30 minutes of like looking at something that's not near your face. Stacy ended up eating some black bean sun chips. Ooh, with southwestern queso. They are delicious, but you can only eat a bit because it does get spicy. Gotcha. Keiko says hi to JK. You won January yesterday. Continuing to write on the fan fiction. How are you doing? Becca is excited to see JK. And I'm trying to remember, do you go by JK or do you have a preferred name? I'm assuming JK Lambo is going to be your writing name. So if you would like me to call you JK, I will. If you would like me to call you something else, I will do my best to remember that. To Elivira, congrats on passing your driving test. And also, oh wow, that's really good progress for winning NaNoWriMo. You're doing pretty well. Finished a work task this morning, so you're about to dive into revisions for Project Sugar and Spice, your bakery rivals to lovers work in progress. That's a fun working title for it, Project Sugar and Spice. That's cute. I love that. Let's see. Going to be more errands around town. You want to build up longer drives as well as have your partner as a passenger. Gotcha. Rachel says, I just got a bunch of tags onto a chapter wherein the villains are getting together for some chit-chat. Ooh. Why is it that there's something so fun about creating like the Council of Evil? I don't know why there's something so fun about. Maybe it's because we can control the evil and the villainy, whereas like in real life we can't. Maybe that's why. Is that a sad psychological analysis of it? Ellie says thank you to JK. You're pretty excited about it. Rachel says hi to JK. Hi, Beck. You like JK since it's your pen name. Okay, great. Thank you so much for asking. It depends on the person. Yeah. It does. Evil, snarky and sarcastic equals fun. True. The Council of Evil. Yes. I mean, Rachel says, I love the Council of Evil. I mean, it's just so wicked. Things you would never do in real life, but you can have fun with here, right? Yes. Currently looking up cake designs on Pinterest to describe a bake-off poster. Ooh. Are they doing like wedding decorations, birthday decorations? Are they doing hyper-realistic cakes? Because that could be fun. Because I know there's like a whole skill set that goes into hyper-realistic cakes that's like way different from like baking to taste good. So, yes, none of them are ever happy with one another either. I can see that. I can see how the Council of Evil is always at odds with each other, right? Except for, of course, when, your hero or heroine needs to be dealt with. But then they may all disagree on how to deal with them. So, Stacy says, I have been voluntold to look at setting up a podcast so we can live stream the church's services. I have no clue. I need to start researching. Anybody have ideas? Okay. Charlie might be one to message about podcasting because Charlie has experience and can give you some pointers and recommendations in terms of the audio aspect of things. If your church is intending to live stream with visuals, that might be different from just podcast style. If you want to live stream visually and auditorily, you would need to probably create a channel here on YouTube for your church, and then go through either YouTube streaming OBS or, well, OBS with YouTube or StreamYard to YouTube, depending on how you want things. So, but you will need a camera that is capable of doing webcam and or recording, like long-term recording, so it's not going to like necessarily overheat throughout the length of your service. And then you will need some sort of microphone set up near the front of the house where you can hear both the songs and the sermon. So yeah, that's my limited basics that I can that I can give you. So you can be evil but controlled in the world of fiction, right? Yes. CB says, I used to love a show called Cake Boss. Yes, I'm sure there's plenty of clips on that. Yes. Lydia has designed a fun cake design to make bake-off competition poster, and she and Xavier are planning. Okay, nice. Francis says, I just imagined evil overlords in black capes drinking tea and complaining about the hero of the week. I mean, that's essentially what happens, right? Right. Let's see. CB, thanks for the recommendation. CB says, my pleasure. Maybe not with that accent, but Rachel says, that's what's happening here. It's kind of like a posturing situation wherein the leader is scolding someone, quote unquote, lesser than him about handling things on their own in a way he disagrees with, right? Probably in a way that gives the other person more power or more influence, right? Because villains and those in authority usually hate that. It's so much fun because the villains don't hold back. You idiot. What were you thinking? Yes. There's evil, and then there's Lord Voldemort level evil. He goes for the Crucio right off the bat. Yes. You have one. You have one now. Stacy says, right now the sermons are pre-recorded and then uploaded to YouTube. They want to make it more accessible for the snowbirds and shut-ins. Gotcha. Okay, so Rachel has a better idea for the camera. You need a camera that is capable of large view recording. Yes. When we recorded services for churches, we would use Canon cameras with much larger lenses to capture the entire stage without losing quality. So long as you can upload this to a video editing suite of your choice, you can crank the volume up from there. Stacy says, thanks. That's a good thing to look into. We do have a soundboard, so I'm not as worried about the audio, but that is also good to know. Yes. Rachel says, we used a mixer, if I remember correctly, to get the audio and video properly synced. Let me ask the hubs for more information. You can add over the next sprint since you need to give your eye a break anyway. Yes. Okay, so here's a link to the really cute cake pictures that you found. CB says, sometimes Voldemort will go for the Crucio AK combination right off the bat. Yes. Yeah, there are some villains who know that the end game is important, and so you kind of need to squash them before the end game comes. And then there's, the typical villain who thinks it's done right and it doesn't, and the hero manages to get away to become a thorn and a pain in their rear end. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next sprint, and during the sprint, Rachel's going to find some information on streaming the church services for Stacy. And some of us can go look at JK's pictures of cute cakes and drool over those. Let's go ahead and swap over to the purple teapot. Don't forget, second sprint is also the self-promo sprint. So if you would like to promote your writing adjacent work, meaning your YouTube channel, Twitch channel, Etsy store, Amazon author page, website, blog, social media handles, etc., and especially if you have a book out, books coming out, books recently out, or books on sale, let us know where we can find you and your work. All right, let's do this. 30 minutes. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how do we do? $864 that time. Okay, which means I can move that sticky. Yay. And then I can bring down another one because I meant to bring down another one, but alrighty. I'm gonna save it. All right. So JK's links did not work for me. So JK, you may have to create a board and then share the board link rather than just a pin number. Because it did not work for me. I didn't see any cakes when I followed the links. So, but I shared the link. There was a crochet baby blanket that was also a Highland cow that popped up when I so please ignore all the ads, but like, how cute is that? And so yeah, I just thought I would share that with you. It's not useful, just like, oh hey, look, there's a crochet cow. Let's see, and then Rachel came in with some info from Rachel's hubby in regards to getting the church live stream / sermon streamed. Heather says hello, welcome. You've been low-key organizing some of your art supplies. Nice. I need to do that now that I have more yarn. But yeah, haven't done that. Let's see. Stacey said, thanks, I wrote all that down. So even if you're voluntold, even if you don't get called in to do it, you can at least share the information. Excellent. And then also they were talking about sharing some links. Ooh, Becca finished the beta reading. Yay! That was an amazing book, but it was 110,000 words. So you're taking a reading break. That's a long, it's a chunky book. You also worked on your weekly dry erase board calendar for next week as well. Nice. Think you're going to work on your newsletter next and maybe finally tackle the dreaded blurb. Ooh, nice. Keiko says, almost finished with writing out all the dialogue. It's taking you a while. Here is Rachel's website for those who have not seen the magic that the hubs and you can make together. Here is the website, and it is an amazing website. Right? It's so cute. It's so cute. I really like, I've been thinking with one of the other sort of like, I have like a brown, gray, and cream modeled couple of skeins, and I'm like, would it be enough to make a cow? Maybe not the blanket, but would it be enough to make the cow? Cow of some kind. Right? It's so cute. The website for your WTC Creatives website design for creatives business. Here it is, WTC Creatives. Here's a link to commission character art for PSNS, for Project Sugar and Spice. Highland cows are adorable, right? There was also, so I got distracted, will admit. If you look up Highland cow crochet pattern, there is a set of 3 of them because they're different sizes. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. hopefully. So they have their tongue sticking out and licking. So here's the close-up of the largest. So they have a large, medium, and small, but they all look pretty small to me because I don't have anything to compare them to. But they're so cute. Very cute. Oh, there's some sheep. I didn't scroll down far enough. There's some shaggy sheep you can do too. But yeah, there's a cow. And I kind of want to make it. But also that looks like a high level of detail that I don't necessarily know how to do. So apparently you need to know how to do rows, chains, rounds, single crochet, half double crochet, increases, decrease, back loop only, slip stitch, and fasten off. So, I tell you all the things, equipment, and it's $6 US for the pattern. But anyway, I'm like, do I spring for that pattern, or do I just like find a cow and give it a mane? I don't know. Cow pattern. We'll see. I'll figure out something, but that's gonna be for after the blanket. So CB says, I'm watching Call the Midwife and getting nothing done. That's okay sometimes. Heather says, I'm a book editor specializing in line editing, copy editing, proofreading, and sensitivity reading. Here is Heather's link tree where you can find all of Heather's stuff, and you can, I think you still have room in February and March. Is that correct? For getting your projects edited. Right? The tongue. It's very cute, but at the same time, I'm like, if I want to make this easier on myself, is the tongue necessary? So it's kind of like, can we? I don't know how to adjust patterns really though. So Emma is here. Hello, welcome. Like button boop. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Hello everyone. Hello back. Heather laid down for a while as you're really tired from going out of town all day yesterday. It does take it out of you, right? I've found that since lockdown, anytime I have to go out, it's much more of an ordeal. And I have noticed like my introvert tendencies have sort of solidified a little bit more. If that was even possible. Didn't know it was, but apparently it is. Heather says, hey, Emma. They are adorable, right? You have to think about alpacas, though. There's probably an alpaca pattern somewhere. Emma says, hi to Heather. It is super cute, right? Yes, okay. It was like, the tongue is very necessary. Stacy is suddenly very tired and a nap sounds like a very good idea, but I don't think I should take a nap. Maybe I need to move around some. Maybe. I still need to sweep. I haven't swept yet this week and I need to sweep. So, alrighty, let's do one more sprint and Stacy can choose to either nap or move. The tongue is the essence of the cow. I still remember we went on a field trip in elementary school to a farm, and they had the baby cows that they were weaning from the mothers. And so anytime you go near them, they were like sticking out their tongues trying to find something to suck on. And so the farmer / guide told us all to like stick our thumbs out. And then the baby cows were trying to suckle on our thumbs, and I still remember that. It was very cute, but also very wet. So Rachel says, right, I've not left the house in over a week. Kid you not, the hermit inside of me is happy, but I may need to get out. Maybe just a little. You could always step one foot outside the door, check the weather, and decide, man, maybe not today. And then you'll have left the house. So that's what sometimes my mom and I are like, we haven't left the house. Do we want to walk around the yard? So something like that. Bare minimum. It's so sad. All right, let's do winter morning. Get ourselves another sprint going. Share screen, winter morning, share, make it big. All right. Becca says, I'm thinking I should walk to Starbucks later. I haven't left my apartment in a couple of days either. Oh no. All right. So Rachel says, I have stepped out on the back patio, but that's like you said, the bare minimum, right? Yeah. All right. Let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, take a sip. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Oops. Let me scroll back up. 614 that time. Save. And save. How did we do? I did find an alpaca pattern, so I posted that there. Ooh, Keiko has finally finished getting the dialogue that you needed down. Yay! Excellent. That is awesome. I feel like this part is slightly better done, which is also explains why I have the lower word count, but not bad. I will take it. Becca made lunch and almost finished your newsletter. Yay. Excellent. I don't know. I just like I don't know that I have the discipline for a newsletter at the moment. Eventually, I think I would like to have one. But I think at the moment I do not have the discipline to keep said deadlines. Okay, let me see if the pen works this time. Yes, it does. Okay, yay, that one worked. I don't know why the rest of them did not. But so JK is using this as the inspiration for the Bake Off competition, or the Bake Off competition poster, if I have that right. Very nice. Becca says, it's been a struggle in terms of the newsletter, but you've been making yourself every 1st and 15th. Is that your deadlines, or when you sit down and do them? Because it's the 28th, so I'm assuming maybe that's your deadline. If I can get my brain to work right. Yeah, it is pretty. I liked the blue to pink to purpley color. And the little macarons are cute. That's when they get sent out. Okay, yes. Yeah. Again, you see how how far newsletters are from my brain. I'm like, is it a deadline? Is it when it gets sent? Is it? Yeah, it's mostly pink, but there were hints of blue and purple in there. Yes. Trying to remember. Yeah, sort of like this one is slightly more purpley, but that color scheme that I like from the what do you call this? Sticker backer. Cardstock, that's the word that went into the packaging there. Rachel likes making newsletters. It's kind of fun. JK says, now I just need to figure out how to describe it. Yes. I don't think you're weird. I think there are quite a few authors who do enjoy the process because it lets you give, like, usually there's some sort of snippet of writing in there. So it lets you, like, play a little bit more, like, not be held to do, like, a longer text for something. You can explore side characters, give hints and snippets. Normally you would have made it by now, but the 90-day book edits are taking all your time. That along with school. Makes sense. Priorities. Priorities. Here I have with hiccups again. Let's see. Heather says, I made and ate a snack of tea and cookies, and I had to plug in my iPad. So I've been thinking, my mom has quite a few collection of like little teapots, like normal sized teapots, that are very pretty. She has a variety of them. And I'm like, why don't we ever use them? And then I'm like, oh yeah, because I drink from mugs that are the size of the teapot. Um, but she has like matching cups and things. So I'm like, should I break those out? Should that be a thing that we do? At some point, we'll probably need to use them. Otherwise, they're just going to sit there and collect dust. But good for you on the snacks and cookies. Rachel, in terms of the newsletters, loves giving snippets and teasers, but then also just the update is like having a geek out conversation with pals. True. Keiko says, I'm going to read now instead of writing. Luckily, our teacher says we're doing online tomorrow because the trains are still striking until tomorrow evening. 6 days. So it's not the construction this time. It's the train operators maybe are on strike. Staff and operators. You get to place the promos at the bottom, right? Yes. See, we got 70 words that time. Excellent. Rachel says, I just realized I lost the notes from the last time that you and your co-author made plans for this book's characters. Oh no. Oh no. Hopefully you can find them. Hopefully there's like a backup of them somewhere. Heather also did some reading that sprint. Nice. 6 days in total. Gotcha. And yes, they're on strike. Okay. Goodness gracious. All right, let's do another sprint. CB says, I'm thinking of reorganizing the contents page again and completely rewriting. Keiko says, the organization that's on strike is like the organization that's for the guys who drive the train. Do they used to call them train conductors? Is that what they used to be called? Train driver, engine man, locomotive driver, commonly known as engineer or railroad engineer in the US and Canada. Also locomotive handler, engineer, operator, train operator, or motorman. Then what was a... So the conductor is responsible for door control and observation and is located in the rear cab of the last car in a train. Oh, so it's like the opposite end of the train. Interesting. Okay. Did not know that. I thought the conductor and the driver were one and the same, but apparently they're not. According to Google. Anyway. So apparently driver / engineer / motor handler is in the front and the conductor is in the back. If they have a conductor. So Google Translate says engine driver. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, trade unions are usually the ones who organize the strikes. Yeah, true. They've been negotiating since November with no end in sight. Yeah. I think we are in a definite period of upheaval, and it's because like wages haven't really changed significantly to reflect the rising prices of living. But yeah, it's hard on everybody, except for the corporations that are making money hand over fist. Francis says the union of people working for the railway are on strike. It's rather annoying because you can't get anywhere since public transportation is a big thing here. Gotcha. It's basically everyone, and the worst is they're all with the biggest train association that basically has a monopoly on trains here in Germany, meaning almost nothing drives around the country. Gotcha. Okay. But that means that they have some advantage then in their negotiations. Rachel says, I know over here we need better working standards and mandatory limits on hours for train operators. Yeah, it's becoming very apparent with all of the accidents happening. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You think working class folks are finally realizing that corporate folks are making way too much money while they're suffering. Amen to that. Your cousin had started an apprenticeship with them, stopped due to health reasons. The bonus and stuff they get is enormous. Interesting. Interesting. Is it equivalent? I'm just wondering, like, what the equivalent wage versus like living cost would be then. Um, like where that would put them in the sort of like middle upper what tier tax tier, I guess. Same in the UK. Trains are always on strike and the tickets cost a fortune. I did see something about it cost cheaper it was cheaper to fly to Spain than it was to like meet somewhere by train in the UK. I saw something about that. I think it was a comedian who was pointing it out, but anyway, yeah. Yeah, insurance for the family in case of death and such and so on are also, yeah. Well, it's because traditionally trains have been accident prone. Like there are many ways that you can screw up. many ways in which you can screw up in terms of uh, getting maimed or dying due to wrong way. Close, so close. Oh, 1 second. Okay, well, we're going to do another 30-minute sprint. That should take us to the top of the hour and conclude our Sunday sprints. So, 1, save your document. 2, take a sip of whatever it is that you're hydrating with. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for the posture check. And 4, make sure if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how'd we do? I think that was probably my best sprint thus far, today anyway. 7:54. It was not. It felt like a good sprint, and it was still up there, but still. Yeah, I'm gonna save. How did you do? Either during that sprint or overall? How did we do? Y'all had some more chat about trains and services, strikes, etc. Stacy said, sorry, I disappeared. Had to go lay down and rest your eyes. They were bothering you and have been most of the day. Uh-oh. I know with sometimes little kids, conjunctivitis can be a thing. So hopefully it's not that, because I hate that. I had not had it for so many, I had not had it since I was a kid. And then when I started teaching middle school, got it real bad at the beginning of the weekend. And then since then, it's set off something in my system, or my immune system has been really crappy. Since then, I think I've had it 3 or 4 times. It's just been very, very frustrating. So hopefully it's not that. Since you've been back, you got dinner started, listened to some music, got some genealogy syncing done. Nice. Excellent. Keiko says, reading fanfic about the game that you write fanfic about. Nice. Fun, fun. CB says, I did what I said I was going to do and started reorganizing the chapters for Stark for President 1. Why is the story being so contrary? Because it can. Rachel says, I found a few more scenes to place in the plotter for books 4 and 5. Have you found the notes that you had lost, or is this just a few stray things that you have found while looking for them? Either way, hopefully you find the rest of them. I'm going to save again. It is 5 o'clock somewhere, including here. So I'm going to go ahead and call that the end of our sprints for today. Tomorrow, if I do what I need to do, we should have a 5-minute clean and tidy sprint timer that we can use tomorrow. Notes are still missing so far, but you're going to deal with it. Yeah, sometimes you have to. Becca just got a Starbucks. Yay, you left your house. Woohoo! Excellent. Excellent. You've lost much more in the past. Oh, no. Hopefully it's not that bad this time. You're welcome for the stream and sprints. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll be back. In fact, I still have to make a note to myself because I think I still have to make the thumbnails and schedule for tomorrow. And I would like to get that done before I go to bed, because otherwise I sometimes forget in the morning to do it. So, but yes, so I need to schedule it next week. Excellent. Okay. Glad I remembered that. All right, y'all. Thank you very much. I'm going to save my document one last time, and I'm going to say goodbye. So thank you very much. I will see y'all hopefully tomorrow. And if not, I will see y'all in the chats. Bye.